Penguin Random House Canada presents The Book of Rain by Thomas Wharton. Read for you by Alex Paxton-Beesley, Derek Kwan, Ishan Davé, Sofia Banzhaf, Thomas Wharton, and Yolanda Bonnell.
To the advocates and activists who've shown us that in saving our fellow animals, we save ourselves. Nature See You. Coco the Gorilla.
The Others. Before we were here, this was their world. They lived their urgent, unstoried lives, each nameless generation passing on without ever knowing the unbroken poem of continuance in their cells. More than once, fire, ice, drought, and death from the sky winnowed their numbers to the edge of silence, but they endured, struggled back from the brink, and flourished again, filling the skies, the waters, the land. Time was an ocean of now. There was no history, no future. Then we came, and now it's Tuesday afternoon. Without warning, the connections all go down. In the sudden muteness of our devices, the chatter in our own heads is deafening. Desperate to escape it, we leave our apartments and offices and classrooms and gather on the paths and lawns of the municipal park. There are stalled, silent cars in the street, suggesting that whatever knocked out our signals and screens struck here too. People move slowly, uncertainly, wading like reluctant swimmers in a strange new element. This had been an ordinary working afternoon, but now the rest of the day, the week, has suddenly become unhitched, like a trailer rolling off by itself to the side of a road. All the unfinished projects, the tasks we've been putting off until later, the reports we were supposed to have ready by Friday that we haven't even started yet, and everything else that needs doing before the week's end, the long postponed checkup and cleaning at the dentist's, the trip to the home reno store to return those light bulbs that were the wrong size, the parent-teacher interview that we hoped would explain how our bright, articulate offspring could be doing so poorly in both math and English. It's all still real and pressing, but somehow now on the other side of an unthinkable chasm no one knows how to cross. We want to know what's gone wrong. We want to know how long we'll have to wait before things return to normal. Rumors and speculation gush like a punctured oil pipeline, but no one has any real information yet. At first people fret and grumble and curse whoever is responsible for the disruption, but it's clear there isn't much eagerness to return to the heaps of work everyone has waiting for them. The strings that bound us have begun to loosen in the warm afternoon air, the first perfect blue sky day after what seemed like weeks of gray drizzle. We feel past due for a little relief. Tentatively, we undo a button or two, untuck our shirt tails, shrug off our jackets. We don't want to go too far if this isn't going to last, but once we let it start, we keep on sliding slowly out of ourselves. Ties are unknotted, shoes shucked, socks and stockings peeled off. Bare feet touch the grass with a kind of primal shock. People stretch, shake out their limbs, do little dances of relief. They sit or sprawl right out on the grass. Friends and acquaintances find each other in the throng and get to chatting about last night's game and this summer's trips. Someone brings out a soccer ball, and strangers begin an impromptu match. An ice cream van sits stalled at the curb, the driver frantically offering bargain prices before his wares melt. Within minutes, young and old are strolling around, licking frozen treats of many colors. A popcorn cart shows up soon after, followed by a man selling balloons and a juggler on a unicycle. People with guitars, horns, and bongo drums appear and start to play. A spur-of-the-moment street party is blossoming before everyone's eyes. So here we are. How long is an afternoon when you're doing nothing useful? We've forgotten how the hours can unfold themselves into a warm, sleepy country you've always thought about visiting, but kept finding reasons not to. In this other kind of time, it really seems as if the shadows of the office towers are refusing to lengthen. The commute home will never begin. There's nowhere for the day, for anyone, to go. But something's missing, something that keeps us from giving in completely, even if we don't know what it is. Then someone asks, "Where are the birds?" We look up. We listen. It's true. There's no chirping, no singing, no sparrows darting after each other through the leafy branches. The streetlight poles should have gulls hunkered on them, expectantly waiting for cones and other tidbits to be dropped or tossed aside. You'd expect a crow to flap by, calling to the other crows about this odd thing, humans flocking together at a time when they're usually nowhere in sight. The perches around us are silent. The sky is empty. We don't know what to do with this fact. It's a stillness far stranger than the silence from our phones. In the absence of birdsong, we start to notice other things too. The sun is just a little too bright, too warm for this time of year. We become aware that those cheerful rays right now are broiling the cells on the surface of our exposed skin. And the cloud, that one solitary cloud hanging suspended at the zenith of the sky's faultless blue dome, doesn't look quite right. Or the problem is, it looks exactly right. It's the kind of cloud children draw, a bright, white cotton ball of cumulus. A cloud too perfectly cloud-like to be real. Then somebody shouts they've got a signal. Eagerly, we all check. It's true. Our little pocket worlds light up, buzz, tremble in our hands like lost pets who found their way home. The invisible architecture has reassembled itself around us, and just like that, here comes the rest of the week, moving toward us like a cargo ship carrying all the freight of our lives. Those of us who bother to look up notice the cloud is gone too. No one remarks on its absence. It was just a cloud, after all. They come and go. Most of us don't linger another moment. We hurry back to work, to our homes, looking forward to catching the news later so we can find out what happened here and what we should think about it. If we remember the silence in the trees, we decide it was one of those oddities of nature that has a perfectly reasonable explanation if we bother to look it up. Someone somewhere knows what it means. It's not our concern. Tomorrow, surely, the birds will be back.
Alex. He wakes from an Ativan-induced doze to the roar of the plain, the last of the daylight fading on the edge of the world. The window shows him dark stretches of forest, parted now and then by the pale slash of a road, a few lonely yard lights already winking on in the gloom. They must be getting close. Below him is somewhere he'd lived once. It doesn't feel that way. His adult life has taken place far from here, and he'd had no plans to ever return. Then came the call from his mother about Amory. I told her it wasn't her job to make things right, she'd said over the phone. He tried to be reassuring, or maybe he just didn't want to be bothered. I'm sure she's fine, Mom. She probably got busy and just forgot to check in. No, she never forgets, Alex. We talk every weekend. I insisted and she never misses it. Even if she won't tell me what she's doing or how she's doing, she always calls. You're sure you haven't heard from her? I'd remember. I don't think we should jump to conclusions. Maybe she didn't pay her phone bill. We both know she has no money. I'm not jumping to conclusions. Something's happened to your sister. The seatbelt sign comes on. The pilot announces they'll be landing in Pine Ridge in 10 minutes. The older woman sitting next to Alex puts away her word puzzle book and clasps her hands together in her lap, her thumbs turning over and over each other like some kind of self-propelled mechanism. They haven't spoken the entire flight, and it occurs to him they haven't once made eye contact. Or rather, he's avoided making eye contact. He's gotten very good at that the last few years, retreating from humanity to concentrate on his work.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?